looking at the mystery of life that we're in. We've agreed that we're in this biological mystery, this life, this wonderful resonance with the universe. Well, when we actually step into our process of life, the numinous can come in the most unexpected ways. It might be that you just see a crisp packet floating beautifully. Anyone seen American Beauty? Yeah. Oh, the paper bag! I love that. But it could be something like that, and you just have a poetic moment of like, wow. And it flips you into something. It could be a prayer. It could be a meditation. There's the beatific moment of the numinous. But then it can come up with an emotional temper, a rage, a hot tempest that rises up in you, and you're going to get cooked. That's the numinous too. And it's not easy to look at that. And when I went through my spiritual crisis, I had a 3-day beatific awakening where I was walking down the street just loving everyone. I was just like, I was just going around the street like that. I was full of love. I couldn't bear it. It was unbelievable. Then something came in, and it's like Beelzebub just occupied my brain for 3 years. It was horrible. But I learned from Emma after I'd got through it. When we've awoken in some way, our unresolved psychological complexes can come up too and chew us up from the inside. And that's why I then booted off into process-oriented psychology, got to grips with those, but not just as a restorative thing to put me back. It's like Christina Groff says, try taking a shirt out of a cellophane wrapper and putting it back. No way. It's the same thing with this work. You might try, but honestly, don't bother. It's not worth it. Throw the wrapper away and enjoy the shirt. It's walking on sunshine. Ah! But it's sometimes walking in the rain as well. There's a song. Who was that? 3 Degrees, wasn't it? Oh, I'd feel like singing. I've been walking in the rain with the one I love. Anyway, we're on. I think I might have to go on. Britain's got no talent. So mystical consciousness. So we can have these things that wake us up in really crazy ways and loving ways and all sorts of ways. But when they wake us up, life doesn't go on like it used to, because all of a sudden you've had a little interruption that goes, now you know something's a bit different. And then it gets tricky. But what do we know is when you have these moments, you can tap into things like the archetypes. Now, I know Catherine Lucas has written about the archetype of the hero. Where is she? In her book. Well, she's not here, but anyway, she has. And a lot of other people have. Stan Groff and Christina Groff in their book talk about the archetype of the hero. Now, there are some people around that say, oh, here's the 7 archetypes you need to know about. I would resist that interpretation. Fine, get used to talking about some of the archetypes and have a read on those things. But the archetypes come to you. They're not. It's not like which one do I prefer. It's going to come up in you. So get used to working out what's archetypal within you. A spiritual crisis is like a shamanic awakening, potentially. It could be other things too. But you'd have to track your own process to see if that was like a shamanic awakening. Mircea Eliade talks about the myth of the eternal return. And that's what we're dealing with here, the myth of the eternal return. Who am I returning back to? You go off, you get cooked up, you get thrown all over the place, and in some cases in shamanic awakenings, spirit attacks, disembodied, put back together, gone through the trial, come back, and you serve your community, renewed. That's the myth of the eternal return. So, within that, through the collective unconscious, through our dreams, these ideas can pop up in our minds. We can have these wonderful encounters with mystical beings. The archetypes also are systems of readiness for action. Now, I'm an occupational therapist who's done a lot of work in a Jungian sense, who's now, the way I would work now is looking at archetypal occupations. I'd want to see, and I'll show you some slides in a minute, I'd want to see where the archetypes are coming through what you do. How does that manifest? Who are you? In your passions, your skills, your talents, your potential. What's coming forth? What's cooking up in you? What's it like to bake bread? Go for it. Get in there and feel that alchemist swishing away. Whoa, I've got some more goosebumps. Brilliant.